Hey, it's me, MLB. Here is chapter 77 of Heard You Like Me, and this one is titled Total Annihilation. We might get lucky and get more prizes, Momo said, encouraged by the fact that you'd snagged 2 drawers so far. And next we have, President Mike said, Costumes and Props, the class with the coolest costumes and props. He looked down at the paper that he was holding and then looked up again. Class 1A again? He thought. Yeah! You suddenly shouted, and then quickly stopped. Oh, sorry, my bad, you hissed. Did we win again? Momo gasped. Hero course, Class 1A! President Mike suddenly yelled. You burst out laughing and Momo joined in too. We get to know who wins before President Mike says it, she said with a big smile, turning to follow Ida back up on the stage to get their next prize. Wait, are you reading his mind? Mina asked as she came up behind you and then stepped up beside you. Yep, he said with a proud smirk. Stick close to me and you could get the word here first. That's hilarious, she giggled. Then Kiri stepped up behind you and tapped you on the shoulder. Did I hear you just say yay before President Mike said we won? He asked you. Yep, you said again with a laugh. You're reading his mind? Kiri asked with surprise. Oh wait, yeah, that's your quirk. That's so cool, super manly, he gushed. Hey, Bakugo, he then called to the cranky blonde. Yin's reading President Mike's mind before he says the results, he said with a chuckle. Wait, she is? Denki asked as he stepped closer to. Hey, Sarah, bro, Yin's reading President Mike's mind. Pretty soon the entire class of 1A was crowded around you, waiting for the next results as Momo and Ida came back to join the class. You ready for the show? You asked Momo as she stepped back beside Mina. I'm going to announce who wins before he announces. If he thinks it in his mind first, that is. You added, adding in a clause just in case he kept his mind silent. But since he wasn't thinking about keeping it quiet, lest someone with a mind-reading quirk be in the room, you were fairly certain he would think the answer before he said it. And now, President Mike said next, we will find out which class made the most money. He looked down at the paper and then back at the audience again. This class has won by an absolute landslide, bringing in a whopping 8,000 for the day, and absolutely smashing last year's record of 5,100. And so, that class is... Here we have... He paused, and you waited to hear what he would think. I need to ask Aizawa what he did to get his class so fired up, he thought. This is Class 1A's 3rd win today. Is it us? Mina whispered excitedly to you. It's us, you replied with a grin. Yes! She screeched out loud, and then quickly stopped and covered her mouth with a hand. Oh, sorry, she hissed. Class 1A again, President Mike called, and your whole class screeched for joy, sending Momo and Ida back up there to collect their prize again. But this time Momo asked you to hold the other prizes as she didn't have any room to hold the new prize. We've got one more to go, you said as Momo came back to your side. Overall best experience. And now the final category today, President Mike called loudly. Overall best experience. He looked down at the paper in his hand and then looked back up again. This one is actually a tie between 2 classes, he said, and a murmur rippled through the audience. I wonder if it's going to be us again, Jirou whispered to you. It could be, or it could not be. It doesn't really matter. We've totally annihilated this competition, you said with a chuckle. True, she replied. Overall best experience goes to, President Mike said. Geez, it's Class 1A again, but I'm glad that the support class finally got a look in. It's us and support, you whispered to Momo, Mina and Jirou, who were the closest to you. Again? Mina said with surprise. Do we win again? Denki asked, having overheard Mina's exclamation. Yep, we did, Mina chuckled. Hero, Class 1A and Support Class, President Mike called, and you heard a cheer rise up from the Support Class. Come on up, President Mike called to both classes. Momo and Ida went up as usual, and the class reps from the Support Class went up as well to collect their joint prizes. A quick question for our guests on the air today, President Mike said quickly, while the students were on stage. Please tell us, what events did you do for your class festival? He asked, passing the mic to the Support Class reps first. We did a virtual arts exhibition, the class rep for support said, and everyone clapped politely. And we did a gender-swapped cafe with magic ordering, Momo said with a smile as the mic was passed to her. Thank you so much to everyone who supported us. We are ever so grateful. There was a loud applause and a few whistles, and then President Mike let all the students leave the stage and head back down to the crowd. Thank you To everyone who voted for our winning classes today, and thank you all for such a great day enjoying each other's company and supporting each other's classes, he said vibrantly. The joys of youth! Everyone clapped politely, and then final announcements were made, and everyone was allowed to go back to their dorms or home. Class party! Mina shouted as soon as you had all walked out of the auditorium. What prizes did we get? She then asked, turning to you and Momo, who were carrying all the prizes. We'll have to have a good look once we get back to Heights Alliance. Everyone in the common room on level 2 at 6 p.m. for dinner and looking through the prizes, you called loudly so that everyone could hear you. Dinner is on me! The whole class exploded into whooping and clapping, and Momo gasped. Oh, Yin, you're too kind, but please, Uncle is going to have a fit if he sees how much you're spending on food, she said with concern. Dad's fine, honestly, he's so chill. He just approves it and puts more money on the card, no sweat, you said with a shrug and a smile. Okay, if you're sure, she said, and you grinned. Positive, you replied. At just after 6 p.m, the entire class of 1A all conjoined in the common room to enjoy some delicious food, as well as go through the prizes won for the day and chat about the cafe and how well it had done. Man, I can't believe we smashed the income record, you said to Momo. That's awesome. Did we have more food than expected? Yes, we did, she said. I was very worried that we were going to run out because the morning was so busy, but thankfully the afternoon was a little quieter, so we didn't sell as much, but we did very well all the same. Yeah, we did, and it's thanks to you guys in the kitchen making all the food. Did everything go well? You asked her, reaching out to take another spring roll. Yes, we had a minor appliance issue, but I made a new one from my quirk and we kept going, Momo said with a smile. Honestly, you have the best quirk, you said with a relieved sigh. Yep, you really have been MVP of this cafe. Hey, Momo, Denki called from across the room. In these prizes there's a voucher to Hot Springs. Oh, really? For all of us? She asked. Yeah, but it's only valid to use at the end of the school break, but I'm away then. Damn, he punctuated sadly. Oh, that's okay, Kaminari. I'll make sure that we do something together as a class. I can ask to rent out the local hot springs in the mountain. That's no problem. I'll talk to my father about it. He rents it out regularly, Momo said. I can chip in, you added. I'll cover whatever your dad doesn't. Momo smiled. Oh, Yin, you're so kind, Momo said with a loved-up look on her face. Because you two were looking at each other, you both didn't see the sweat-dropped looks on the faces of the other classmates, but you heard their inner thoughts give them away. I have never felt so poor in all my life. She literally just called me poor in 5 different languages. Bruh. Well, like, as long as I get something out of it, I guess it's fine that I don't have money. You did your best not to look around the room, but you kind of felt bad. It wasn't like you and Momo were trying to be snooty or make them feel bad about themselves, but you did make a note to be a little more careful next time. I honestly don't care that my family has money, but I can understand how it can be a bit of a sore point if you grow up not being able to have everything you wanted, you thought. She's a good egg. Stay tuned for chapter 78 coming tomorrow. I'll see you then.